Hello Internet, Sweaty Hewlett here with another Burn and Learn, and just finishing up my Grinch juice. Check this baby out. This is my concoction that I've just come up with because I got given a Vitamix for Christmas. And I've been throwing everything I possibly can into it, and some of it in an attempt to be sort of slightly fit. I've added kale to this one, and it's almost drinkable, sort of. Cheers. Yeah, almost drinkable. So, Burn and Learn, for those of you who don't know, is my bit to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son and to enjoy the twilight years with my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane. I hate exercise. Exercise is boring. So I like to learn something while I'm doing it, and I like to share what I've learned with you in the sweatiest way possible, which is why I'm here. So I got back on the torture device, finally, after a number of days. I mean, Christmas really ate up the whole, literally ate up those days. Well, I think I'm like 80% turkey right now, with like 20% chocolate and some trace elements of ginger beer and cranberry sauce, that kind of stuff. I definitely needed to get back on that machine. And I did, it was great. It was nice. It was so nice to sort of just get out of everything for a bit, just stick on the headphones, listen to some EDM, electronic dance music, as I hear the kids call it, and just do a little bit of learning. And the learning today, well, the reason why I'm here right now, well, the reason why I'm cowering in the fan cave again is because the amazing, amazingly generous, lovely, kind Red Giant folks gave us Christmas presents. And the Christmas presents were 3 of these fabulous Ultra Sabres, which are like basically real life lightsabers. They sound right. They react exactly like lightsabers do. They are incredible. But Bradley likes to have his at like full volume and to really have an impact. And so it gets a bit noisy and dangerous upstairs because I could be attacked at any moment by a giant lightsaber wielding Bradley. So that's why I'm down here. But let's talk learning. So learning today, I downloaded a whole bunch of books from Kindle, well, sample books, about STEM and STEAM. STEAM obviously adding arts to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which is where my interest lies in. I like that I can bridge both worlds. And the one that's caught my eye, I'll put the title in the description because I don't remember it offhand right now. As I say, I downloaded like 6 or 7 of them. The one I started reading today was really interesting to me because it focused on science fiction. At the very beginning, it talks about how important science fiction is in the creative process and writing, both technical and creative writing, is in the whole process of science. That how none of this technology that we have around us, I would not be talking to a smartphone if it wasn't for science fiction. And that was their point, and how important it is that they blend the two together, and that how during the Renaissance there was no distinction between arts and science. They were mixed together, blended beautifully in the form of things like gorgeous anatomically correct, because of science, drawings, and the discoveries that were made were because there was this blend of art and science together, and how important it is that we sort of get back to that, really. So I thought it was a very, very erudite way of pitching art into the STEM program. So I was totally taken with that and started reading. They've got a bunch of different programs and examples of things you could do. I charge a little bit of money for my tech terrors, which I do at lunchtime once a week at the local school. And I just take that money and I put it towards like supplies and stuff. And so this year I thought what I might do for fun is get everybody like a lab coat. Like get them a mad scientist lab coat that they can then personalize any way they want to. And also a little journal that they can write their secret notes in. And so I thought that might be a good way to go. And I'd thought about that before for last year, not the journal, but the lab coats. And they mentioned it in this book. So I was like, okay, we're definitely on the right wavelength here. So I decided I've got to figure something out. Excuse me, I've got to figure out something for that. Oh boy, there's that Grinch juice. And I also haven't had breakfast, so I'm staggering around like in a slightly dizzy, out of it way because of that. So I will be leaving you shortly to eat vast amounts of food yet again. But I'm really excited about the Tech Terrace coming up. That starts in January. In fact, I got a job that shoots in Budapest in January, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna miss like 2 days of Tech Terrors. It's kind of a fun job, though, I gotta say. But it is just funny how excited I get about this Tech Terror stuff that it actually, my first thought when I get like a cool job is like, it's 2 days of Tech Terrors I'm gonna miss. Anyways, I will tell you more about that when I can or when I'm allowed to, whatever the usual marketing and networks policy is on that stuff. But I would love your advice. If you've got any STEM or STEAM ideas for us, bring them on. I would love it. I'm all ears, even though I have little tiny ears, very, very small ears. I don't want my percentage of body to ear is, but it's very, very small. But I'm listening. I'm using them very well. So if you've got any STEM or STEAM tips, that'd be amazing. Also, I'm in Toronto and I need desktop PCs. I need a bunch of desktop PCs that the kids can take apart. Just old, battered old things. And I don't know where to get them. I've been looking everywhere, and other than having to buy old ones, which just seems like a huge waste, I feel like I just need to find like a company that's getting rid of a bunch of things, or a school that's getting rid of a bunch of things, and we can just use them to just pull apart, because the kids love doing that. I'm sort of trying to avoid laptops this year because I just found they were very small, fiddly, and spiky and slightly dangerous. There was like, screens would crack, and there was like shards of glass and little pieces of sharp metal and stuff. So I sort of thought I'd avoid them. I mean, the inner PCs are pretty sharp too, but they're just somehow larger, and you can get gloves on them and things like that. So I'm sort of hoping for a bunch of PCs, but I'm beginning to think maybe, PCs is sort of becoming a thing of the past, the big old desktops. So anyways, if anyone's got any insights into that, or any connections that they can pull to help me out there, that would be amazing. Because I'd love to just have like a bunch of these things for people to take apart, like a nice PC graveyard for the tech terror's morgue for them to perform their autopsies on. So, and the kids, some kids, that's all they want to do is just pull this stuff apart. I'm kind of with them in many cases, but we got some robotics we're gonna work with Easy Robots on, and just amazing. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap up again by saying thank you so much to Red Giant for those lightsabers. Like I feel like guilty. I like, there's no amount of acting that I can do for the kindness that these guys have shown us. So yeah, Chad and Aaron and everyone at Red Giant, thank you so much. Those lightsabers are, like Baz keeps saying, like, that's my favorite gift ever. So, and then he attacks me with them. So until we geek again, sweaty or not, here I come. Cheerio! And have a Merry, Merry Christmas if you haven't already. You better have already. And happy holidays and all that kind of jazz. I'll see you soon. I better see you soon. I better see you tomorrow, because I got to keep this up. Ugh, I got a lot of turkey to work off. Bye!